In. Thanks. Bye, Matthew.
Oh, I'm sorry. Excuse me.
That's all right. Bye, Mrs. Thurston.
Hello, Rachel. Hello. Is anything wrong?
Dr. Rossi wants me to go away. Is that how you feel? Is that the way everybody feels?
Whoa, Rachel. Slow down.
Well, you've already discussed it with him, haven't you? You've decided about it.
Elliot discussed it with him. Nobody's decided anything. Dr. Rossi thought you might be safer if you... Well, for the time being, until Chandler leaves town. He thought you'd be safer if you went away to school.
Well, I don't want to bother anybody. He doesn't have to see me if he doesn't want to. I can stay out of his way.
You're not bothering anybody, Rachel. We are concerned for your safety, all of us. Dr. Rossi thought that maybe it'd be better if you were out of the way until Chandler leaves town. We thought you'd want to go. But if you don't, you don't. That's the end of it.
Do you really mean that?
Of course. What did I do to deserve that?
I couldn't bear it if you'd sent me away. I want to stay here with you.
Rachel, we don't want anything for you that you wouldn't want for yourself. Please remember that.
I'll try. It's time for Matthew's feeding. I'll do it. You know, he acts like such a Dutch uncle.
Dutch uncle?
Mm-hmm.
Matthew?
No, Dr. Rossi. You know, Dutch uncle is a friend who thinks he's a relative and he can boss you all around. And another thing that I don't like and I don't understand is why does he always have to act so stuffy and formal, like he was an old man? He's not old. He's just very nice.
Rachel, you're priceless.
You're not going to tell him what I've said, are you?
Oh, of course not. You really do care a lot about him, don't you?
Yes. He's the first man that I've ever...
Ever what?
Ever cared about. Except for my father, I guess. But what difference does it make, Matthew? I'm just little Rachel. Little Rachel, oops, little Rachel who can't remember the scientific name of lobster.
Don't you think that the reason that Dr. Rossi acts paternally toward you is that he wants to be fair with you? Wants to give you a chance to know yourself and the world a little better before you begin to get serious about anybody.
But you don't have to stick your hands in the fire to know that it's hot. And you don't have to mix with all the people in the world to know something about them. I don't care how many men I ever meet, I don't think I'll ever feel any differently about him. I guess I've always thought that I'd like to marry somebody like Dr. Rossi.
That's the way you feel now. And if he decides that it isn't possible, what then?
It isn't possible. I already know that.
Connie! 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 It's over. Chandler's dropped the charges.
Who is it? Well, hello, Chandler.
What do you want?
Oh, just dropped by to find out how you are. So, how are you?
Never better.
In other words, you were born miserable. Hey, don't mind me, Chandler. All I did was stop in to find out if you need anything. Coffee, cigarettes, anything I can do for you.
Yeah, you can get it.
It kind of hurts when you're trying to talk, huh? What do you got there, a couple of cracked ribs?
Don't touch me.
Well, don't get bugged. Chandler, I know what you're going through. I've been through it myself. I fell off my bike once. By the way, Rachel been by to see you?
What's that to you?
Well, I just asked.
She'll be here.
I saw her come out of the fish joint down there on the wharf with that doctor, what's his name? Rossi?
So what?
I don't know. Maybe it's a good sign. If she goes for guys that old, maybe there's still a chance for you.
Okay, Weber. just said it. Now, get out.
Well, don't stretch those ribs, man, to fight me. Carson's the guy that beat you up. Go fight Carson. All I did is come here to show you how.
What's my business to you?
I got a feeling about what they did to you, Chandler. They did the same thing to me not too long ago. Try it anyway. Try to put me in a hospital.
Who's they?
Well, with me, it was Master Rodney with the golden spoon hanging out of his mouth. With you, it was Mr. Big Publisher, Carson. While the Chief of Staff, Dr. Rossi, gets to play with your little niece. They're all the same, Chandler. The in-boys, right? I mean, they own the whole town. All we own, guys like you and me, are the lumps we get when they knock us around, right?
Yeah. You're not wrong.
So don't take it. Knock 'em back.
Like you've been doing in Peyton's monkey suit?
This suit is imported British wool, man. And my job pays good. It's even going to pay better when I get things organized.
They'll pay me, too.
Now you're talking, Chandler. You know, it's not so easy for one of us to pin a rap on one of them. Not without witnesses.
There ain't no witnesses.
Well, how do you know? What do you got? Eyes all over your head like some kind of a fly? How do you know somebody didn't see the fight? See it your way. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure I could muster up a few guys like that.
I dropped the charges.
You dropped the charges. In other words, you're going to sit back and take it and like it, right? You know, for a minute there, I thought you had enough guts to make them pay, Chandler.
I'll do it. By myself.
How? A busted up old coot like you, Chandler? You couldn't even go back to your farm and haul slop for the pigs. Now, how are you going to make them pay? That's hot!
That's how I'll make them pay.
Preview from the continuing story of Peyton Place.
What about it?
If anything ever happens, if the police find something, if you'll question about her, my name must never come up in any connection. It must never come up.
It's Chandler. He just left the boarding house, toting a couple of suitcases.
Why can't you say it? I can say it if you can.
You're an ungrateful...
I love you.